my training room, also known as my garage. It's a little bit dark in here, don't have the best lighting, so pardon me. But it should help me illustrate, you know, my point as far as like the drill, or at least the point as in like where my laser is hitting. So in this drill, in this dry fire drill, all you're going to need is a pistol. I would recommend getting a laser. You can do this dry with like a snap cap or just completely dry, just ensure you're actually dry. It works best, I think, if you have like a double action. You can improve your skills a little bit faster. You can find pretty inexpensive double actions, like buying like a Sky pistol just to be able to use that double action only or whatever. But anyways, I have a pistol, have a laser, and painter's tape. I just have a 2x2 piece of painter's tape. Painter's tape is typically 2 inches wide, and I just pulled off a 2-inch long piece. And also, you're going to want your phone, because this app right here is a dry fire par timer. I have a par time setup of 1 second, and I have a delay time of 4 seconds, and I have 10 reps total. So in this drill, all you're going to do is go from presentation, finger straighten off the trigger, to going out and pulling the trigger without moving the gun, and hopefully actually hitting your target. Now, the G-Sight ELMS Plus is a great tool for this because it's mechanically aligned to your bore, so it'll actually show you where you're actually hitting. I know a lot of people like SIRT guns. I mean, you can do that, but at the same time, a SIRT gun is not really going to give you the same feedback or feeling that your actual firearm is going to give you. It's going to be, your firearm is going to be unique in the sense that where your sights are aligned and stuff like that, especially if you have a red dot. So anyways, with that said, I'm going to load up my laser here in this Canon TP9DA, and I'm going to decock it because I want double action. I want it to be as difficult as possible. I've already been able to do this with striker fired guns like like an M&P or whatever. So I want the full double action, the weight behind it. So the principle here is to point out a couple things. Number one, pointing is not natural. If pointing were so natural, like a lot of people say, then we'd be able to snap out to the target and pull the trigger, and we would never miss if we're just looking at it and we're just trying to point our gun exactly at it. It's not actually natural, or else we would be able to use all our muscles and be completely accurate. And now, this drill comes from Ernest Langdon. He teaches this on the range. He'll actually do this on the range, where he'll actually prove a point. Like if you snap your gun out there and have to correct your sights and then pull the trigger, you're a bit slower. And you can actually present the gun and fire a very accurate shot by just slowing it down and going only as fast as you can actually process the information. See, if you're going to point and use that hand-eye coordination, it is actually a fine motor skill. And most of shooting, even in combat, is a fine motor skill. This is a fine motor skill. And drawing is a fine motor skill. There's a lot of fine motor skills. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get this timer running, and I'll just go ahead and demonstrate this. Now I am 5 yards away, so I'll go ahead and start this off. Should be pretty loud. Little high there. Okay, for a few of those, I was a bit high. One of them, I was way right. I mean, this is the point of dry fire practice, to point out our flaws, right? So this is the first time I actually ran this. So the point is, being honest with you guys, this is why you need to practice. And so I'm going to go ahead and run this again, and we'll see how I do. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Okay, so that one, 10 out of 10, hit it every time. So it's definitely important that you download that Dry Fire Par Timer. That's the name of it, Dry Fire Par Timer. And it's a very good tool. And if you go on Amazon and type in G-Sight Laser or G-Sight ELMS, it'll come up. They're for sale on there. So definitely a good tool to have. And definitely value added. It's going to tell you a lot more than just running a snap cap in there, because when my shot or my dry shot went off to the side, I didn't even see the movement in my sights. Like even peripherally, I saw 0 movement, but the shot went off to the right. So it definitely shows you, just like a shot timer will tell you if you're actually fast, this laser will tell you if you actually were doing things right. So it's a progressive level. Start off just using your sights and seeing if you're actually on, and then move up to a laser to see if you're lying to yourself. So anyways, hope that was helpful. Hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully you'll go ahead and train and be an asset, not a liability.